there's a common thing I keep seeing in the world of sports, and I want to really be careful with my emotion here. It's because it's worse than I've ever seen before, and I want to be very caring and stay low key for this topic. I don't want to get angry. People keep complaining about referees and officiating. And look, I understand refs are not perfect, but I've accepted that. I've accepted that part of any sport is that there are missed calls and there are missed opportunities, especially in the world of football. And there's this attitude. You see it in sports. I've been seeing a lot just in life recently anyways too. It's people are blaming other people for their shortcomings. People are blaming rather than looking in the mirror. And there are certain things in life you can't control. There are certain aspects in life and things that happen you just can't control. And you can do the best you can, but sometimes life is just unfair. And when I see people recently just enraged and freaking out, and look, social media is awful, but even in person, you see guys rambling and yelling and screaming about referees and officiating. And I'll be honest, it just makes me tired. It just makes me exhausted to see yelling and screaming about officiating. I don't know. I wish refs were perfect. I wish officiating was perfect all the time. It's not, though. It's just reality is that it's not. And I really believe that teams and fans need to talk more about the missed opportunities that their team missed, rather than focusing on the one or two calls that a referee might have missed during a game. In football, for example, you can always do better on third down, or you can always do better in the red zone. You got to ask yourself, how many turnovers did your team have? I mean, this last weekend especially, Ohio State got screwed. I acknowledge they got absolutely screwed. Two calls in that game. But that's two plays out of the entire game where Ohio State got screwed. They had a lot of opportunities. They were in the red zone 4 times in the first half, and they only got 16 points. They kicked 3 field goals and got a touchdown. They had missed opportunities. Or the Seattle Seahawks the other day, there was a missed pass interference call. And yeah, the league screwed up. I acknowledge that. But the game didn't come down to one play. They didn't score in the first. They were losing in the first half. They had a big comeback. There were all kinds of opportunities the Seattle Seahawks missed. They had the ball at the 1.5 yard line, and then they had a delay a game penalty because they were disorganized. It's not like the Seahawks didn't have opportunities to win that game. Okay, I got to calm down. Oh man, the constant blaming of the referees, it just bothers me. It's this attitude like, the day that a team loses a football game or any sport, the day that a team loses a game where they are just perfect and the refs clearly screw them over, fine. But until that day happens where a team plays perfectly, I'm going to have a hard time being mad at the refs because there are always things you can do that are in your control that you can do better. People lose a game and blame the refs for a missed call, even though in reality, their team missed on key third downs. They had turnovers. They missed opportunities. They missed all kinds of stuff. And I just think blaming the refs and blaming things that are out of your control so much is just, it's tired. I'm so sick of it. This whole year, 2019, has been people yelling because the NFL decided you can challenge pass interference calls. And man, ever since then, ever since that Saints game, it's been crazy. The Saints and the Rams played in the NFC Championship game. And ever since then, people have been just awful about referees and officiating. And it's like, look, sometimes they get things wrong. You got to accept that. And just acknowledge there are things you can control that you can do better. And it's just this attitude. It's not just in sports. It's just in life. People constantly blaming others for their own shortcomings. It is just, for me, maybe I'm alone in this. I might be the only person in the world. Maybe I sound like totally inconsiderate. I don't know. But I get so exhausted now when I see people yelling about the refs. I'm just tired of this narrative. It's just, I get it. The refs screwed up, but sometimes you just can't control it. And all you can control is, hey, on third down, you got to be better. Hey, don't miss that pass. Don't drop that catch. Make a better block. Do the things you can control better rather than complaining about the officiating. And I just think teams and fans recently just complain all the time rather than looking in the mirror and focusing on the things that they can control.